Hey everybody, thank you so much for joining me today. And yes, just in case you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so because I want us to get engaged together so we can share our life experiences to inspire someone. And of course, I learn from you and you learn from me as well. Yes, so today, I'm gonna share something that is very special to me, and I believe that it will bless someone. Uh, yes, gonna share with us the 5 tremendous things that happened in my life, that happened to me during my spiritual awakening. As we all know, I started my spiritual awakening journey quite some time ago when it was actually triggered by the death of my mother. And yes, a lot of things happened, but I'm going to share with us 5 outstanding ones. Yes, the first one being I met my biological dad. Yes, so this is a very, I think you can see the smile on my face, but yes, it was a very, very beautiful thing to me because at some point I really needed to know who my dad rather was, my biological dad. I was brought up by a stepdad who was very amazing, but yes, at some point I really started asking myself questions like, oh, I need to know who my dad is, I need to understand where he comes from. And yes, I went on a hunt, actually it was through prayers, because I didn't have any maybe contacts of his or any relatives of his that I knew. Yeah, so what I did, I went on a prayer hunt, and God really answered my prayers. So some time came and someone just sent me the number. I was like, call that person, that's your daddy. And I called him. The chemistry was just um, at maximum because God was inclusive. Yeah, so the second one being I started living a very I started living a life with purpose. You know, like I tried to do everything with a sense of humor, with a sense of purpose. And that really made me also feel like I was growing. Like every decision I was making, I tried to put in a lot of effort through prayer, through making better choices. Of course, not that I ended up making good choices. I made bad ones as well, but at least probably it was out of ignorance. But yes, I tried to think through before making a choice. And then my the third one actually was my diet changed. That one again brings really joy to my heart. And of course, uh, uh, I tried to maintain my weight ever since. I have weight issues in that when I gain weight, I like get depressed, serious depression, and I have to kind of stop eating. It's just natural. I'm sure if there are medical personnel here, I was they will tell me they'll tell me the medical term, but I'm not sure of that medical term, but yes, I have that issue. So during this time, I just went off sugars. Like from nowhere, I just woke up. I just woke up one morning, and I just didn't want to eat anything sweet. And as I tell you, of course, when God is involved in everything, He brings you people or things to help you during the journey. So when I started abstaining from sugars, like added sugars, anything sweet. Whenever I would eat, I would feel like throwing up. And it happens that one of my bosses actually also stopped having sugars at some point. So every time I would prepare for her coffee, or I would prepare tea for her, or anything, or juice, it was sugarless. So it kind of, and actually every time we were baking as well, we used naturally occurring sugars, and that kind of encouraged me to stop having sugary foods, and I adopted to a healthy lifestyle. Of course, I now started like constant working out, which wasn't there before, and then I also cut down on the fatty foods, just naturally. It just happened. I don't know how it happened, but it just happened from nowhere. I wake up and I'm like, I don't want to eat that, it's too oily. Yet it wasn't like that before. And I saw my weight now. It started getting regulated on its own, and that is something that really I liked, because I was struggling with weight issues, and just it coming naturally was a very, very nice thing to me. And the third one being the fourth one, I overcome the spirit of fear, guys. I know if you have been affected with that, by that fear. I know you understand. I know you understand the spirit of fear. So how does mine happen? The spirit of fear. I think if you want to understand it more, please, I will leave the link of the other videos, or you can go back and watch them. They have a lot of more information on that. But yes, this is the fear that I had accumulated from my previous life, or from my childhood, from my mother's sickness until when she died. And it kind of affected me, being a sensitive person. It kind of affected me because I carried on some of the energy, and I was put in that spectrum of fear, and it kind of limited my growth, both spiritually, both mentally, even physically, because I would get depressed sometimes, and could not function well at some point. But yes, I was also in a relationship, actually a very long time relationship, that I feared to leave, even when I felt that it was gone, the relationship was dead. But I had that fear in me. I was like, oh, when I go, where will I start from? When I go, what will happen? And I just could not comprehend the fact that I could get the energy to leave the relationship. Yes, and uh, once I overcame that fear, and then everything changed. Actually, it's the reason as to why I'm here, which brings us to our last point, which is I came to realize my true identity in God, and hence started living my fully purpose driven life. Like now, I mean, years ago you would not find me in front of a camera talking confidently like this, talking like with experience. But right now, yes, that's the product of that. And yes, that summarizes the 5 things that happened to me during my spiritual awakening. Of course, others are there, but as we keep on, I will go into detail with each. And yes, if you're trying to ask yourself what is happening, if you're confused with how life is happening, you're on the right track. Just don't stop asking those questions. Don't stop looking for answers. And the answer is in God. Give your life to Jesus Christ, and you will be answered. Thank you. Peace.